welcome back to another episode of Dibble Podcast. It is so lovely to see you guys from our studio. We know it's been a while, but Lord, we have a lot of things in store, so just bear with us, y'all, okay? But like always, I am your host, Dall.
Voni no Gio.
And like I said, it's so good to see y'all today. And today we have a good one. But before we get into that, how are you doing today, girl?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing good. It's Sunday. It's a beautiful day outside.
Yes.
You know, so different to be here on a Sunday.
I know, right?
Yeah, but it feels good. It feels good.
How was your weekend? We had a good weekend this weekend.
It was good. It was good. Well, obviously, if y'all follow us on Instagram, you would know that Voni and I both went to the Astros game this weekend, and it actually was my first one. So that one was pretty fun. Girl, it was hot.
Yeah, but see, that was my first one too, and we had a sweet.
Yeah, I know.
So that was dope.
I know.
Like, y'all can't tell me nothing else. Nothing less.
Listen, next time I go to the Astros game, I'm buying a suite.
Yeah.
But even just this where we sat, it was a pretty good view.
Y'all had some good seats.
Yeah,
definitely. But that was really fun. I'm glad we did that for real.
Same. It was a good time. Good time. But alrighty, well, today's episode we are talking about something that I coined not too long ago, actually, and you'll hear why. But today our episode is called "Here to Make Money, Not Friends." So as you probably know within that title, we're talking about just like workplace culture and, you know, what it means to be at, you know, work and just learning, you know, like dynamics, you know, how to interact with coworkers, all that good stuff. Because as Voni and we have been in multiple workplaces and we done seen it all. Right. So let's go ahead and get into it. If you want to start us off today, Voni.
Okay, so why do you think people have that mindset, here to make money, not friends?
Because listen, working in the workplace is rough because it's like I am here to do a job.
Right.
I'm here to get my check. And it's not that I don't want to get to know my coworkers, but I really don't want to get to know them too much because for me, I've been burned in the past. And, you know, and that's just a lesson that I've had to learn, you know, just throughout life and stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of my mantra when I step into a new role. It's like, it's not that I don't want to interact with y'all, but it's just like, for what? You know, like unless a natural relationship develops over time. Right. But I'm not really here to force a friendship because we all here for the same thing.
Right. But it's crazy because you see your coworkers more than you see your family, you know, your husband, things like that. So you would think that you would be like people would be comfortable making friends at work. You know what I mean? Because you see them more than anything.
Right.
But it's weird because I met some of my closest friends at work.
Same. So have I.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's still while we go into that mindset, and even though we may have been burned in the past, but sometimes good things come out of it.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
They do.
Since you just started a new job, how's the relationship as of now?
So
it's only been like what, a week or two?
It's been 2 weeks. I'm going into my third week, and right now it's kind of weird because the first 2 weeks we were just doing like online training, so I was really just like locked in my office. But at my job, I actually share an office with somebody. Okay. So you know, I kind of had no choice to kind of just like interact with her. And she's real sweet, but she's very like shy, so she doesn't really. We talk, but not like all the time. But for now, I mean, I think when I go back to work tomorrow, that's when I'll start to kind of interact with a little bit more with my coworkers because I'll be shadowing stuff like that.
Right.
But right now everybody's really nice. I will say that. And I think because my last job I met some really nice people, but I think just because there was a lot of things that happened with me that I just went into that mindset of my next job is like, I'm just here to collect my check, get my experience, move up in the company, and that's it. I think that's why I've been like so like hard on that mindset, you know what I'm saying? But for now I'm still trying to feel out people at this job. Right. And then like I know like once I get into like my caseload and things like that, it'll kind of be more independent, but you know, I'll still be working as a team. It also doesn't help that we get 2 days work from home.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. And once we don't really have space for everybody there, so that's why we have to rotate. Okay. So there's some people like there's days like none of us are. I mean, not none of us, but half the team is gone, and then half are here. But anywho, that's kind of what's going on right now.
Yeah, I think for me because I have that mindset as well.
Yeah,
but at the same time, this way.
Okay, got it.
Y'all know me and this mic be having it.
Listen, we going through it. We be going through with these mics, y'all.
But dang, I lost my train of thought.
No, you're good.
Oh, I did it again. I lost my train. Back in the studio, y'all. Back in the studio.
Back in the studio.
I was saying because I was a supervisor trainer,
right?
So I think a lot of the times, like, not even like telling them, just giving them the ins and out of the job. So they were with me a lot,
right?
You know, because if you don't, even with most of my job, we were doing like maybe almost a week worth of training. So like you're like under me for these 8 hours,
right?
You know what I mean? So now I think maybe like 3 people I've met that I've stayed in touch with, because I've been burned too. I'm like, just because we talking at work, I'm telling you about work, doesn't mean that you can go follow me on social media, right? So when they start doing that, now you're going too far. And I've let them follow me a few times, and then I'm like, now you gossiping, right? What I do outside of work ain't got nothing to do with this, you know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely understand, but like I said, I've met a lot of people, not a lot, maybe, like I said, people maybe 4. Maybe 4 people that I still keep in touch with, and I met them at work. And like, we are really, really close. Good. You know what I mean? So the next job, I mean, I work with kids, so there is no friends, right? They're kids.
Correct. They're all kids. No, but like that, and that makes sense. And I think it also kind of just, you know, feeds into like what job like you're at and what industry. True. Like, for example, my first job as a probation officer. Now, granted, you know, we worked on a team. At the time, there was only women. We had one guy. He had came like the second year that I was there, and so we kind of had no choice to kind of like get to know each other, because we all did the same job, and then you know, we were like, my supervisor was great, but we tried to lean on each other more. It was more like, hey, let's see if we can staff this together and figure this out before we go to the supervisor. Because it's like, I'm pretty sure like someone else has had the same scenario. Right. So, you know, once I started really getting comfortable with my coworkers, it's the probation ladies actually, I'm speaking of. And once I started to really get comfortable with asking them questions, and it's just, things just kind of just took off for there. And then like with other jobs, you know, it wasn't that I didn't like my coworkers. A lot of it too is that I've been in jobs where I was the only Black person.
Oh yeah.
And so, you know, like that kind of feeds into that mindset. And you know, I've been on teams where I was the only one and things like that, and I still found common interest, but it may have taken longer, right? Because you know, like, you don't really have the same experiences as I do. Yeah. But once I kind of let that kind of like guard down, you know, like then, you know, it got a little bit more natural. Yeah. But there's times I have my guard completely up. Like, baby, I'm that person in the corner. Right. I'm not talking to nobody. Right. You know.
Now, see, the only time I've been the only one is when my first job. I was like 16, 17. You know what I mean? And I mean the only one.
Really? So what job was that?
That was Sonic.
Oh, girl.
That don't count. I mean, oops, sorry, that don't even count. Yeah. But that's how long ago it's been. Yeah. Like over 10 years. And that was super weird as a kid.
Yeah.
Because you know, at that age, you see, they think, you know, saying little Black stuff, little racist comments, it's funny. Right. Like, I won't really smack you for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and like, I used to get in like, hey, you better stop playing. I'm gonna really go out on you, like, for real. Right. You know? Right. So, but now, all my other jobs were very diverse. Like, I mean, I'm talking about Black, white, green. You know what I mean? It was a lot of us. So, but it was pretty cool, you know, because sometimes you do talk about, like, hey, where you from? Like, what's your background? And it was like, oh, that's interesting. You know what I mean? Yeah. But one of my friends, like I said, we worked, I've been on her since 2017, and we worked 2 jobs together, actually. And, it was pretty neat to find somebody that was like-minded, like, from the same, pretty much the same upbringing, because some people's upbringing is way different than yours. I mean, I don't care how, you know, it's weird because, you know, you be on social media and you see, like, dang, all Black people went through the same thing, like, as far as like, you know, your mama whooping you or whatever the case may be, but stuff. But like, no, like, a lot of her upbringing, I was like, oh yeah, my mom did the same thing, or my family did the same thing. So that was pretty neat. Right. But yeah, now that I'm getting older, it's like, I don't even need no more friends. Yeah. Like, I'm cool. I need more money though, but
okay. And see, like, for me, I got to think about it also as a networking standpoint, because it's just like, sometimes, like, especially in like today's world, it's not even like what you know, it's who you know. So, and like, we've talked about that, like, as extroverted as I am, I'm quite shy. Yeah. Like, so it's like, it takes me a little minute to like actually like go up and like, you know, because I'm like, I'm a little weird, like, you know, like, I like, shoot, like, for example, I started crocheting.
That's not weird though.
I know, but it's just like, but like when people see me, they think like they're like, oh, she's always out doing this. And I'm like, bro, like crochet like actually helps my mind rest. You know,
like, that's not weird though. Like I feel like you're inner extroverted. Like you, you have days. I don't know what I am. I'm just a vert at this point because some days I'm out, some days I'm not. Like I don't even know.
Not a vert. Like, I'm so dead. Now,
so, go ahead. Okay, no, you go.
I was just gonna say, like, now on the flip side, I don't know if this has happened to you, but this happened to me. So, like, let's have you been at a job where it's all black people, and how did you navigate that? Because that's, for me, I have experienced that, and that was a whole different experience for me.
No,
really.
I'm like, no.
So I have at a couple jobs ago when I was working at UHD, pretty much all of us were black except my head director. He was not Hispanic. I forgot what country he's originally from, but he was of some type of Latin background. And so for me, you know, when I was doing my interviews and I realized that there was an all black, you know, like mainly black staff, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, you know, whatever, you know, we'll have some in common. And girl, was I wrong?
I feel like that's where the competition comes in at.
Yes, and don't get me wrong, like I learned a lot, just about. I think that was one of the main experiences that I had with toxic workplace culture. I'm not going to go too much in details about that because I need a drink for that. I need a drink to talk about that damn job. Okay. But I will say though, at first it was really like fulfilling to actually be able to walk in, and you know, UHD is a Hispanic serving institution. Right. So a lot of our students that we served, a lot of the upper staff, a lot of them were Hispanic. I had no problem with that, but actually to see like black people in other positions of power and actually serving this population, like for me, like that felt good because we work in Houston. Our staff should be reflective of the population that we serve. I agree. And I believe at the time it was. I mean, you know, we didn't have any Hispanic people on our team, but we had a lot of people that had like different backgrounds, you know, like they came from one way, they came from this, they grew up a certain type of way. Right. Cool. But, you know, as time went on, you know, I realized that all skin folk ain't kin folk.
Oh, for sure.
And that was, I definitely learned that lesson. And, you know, I still have, you know, a few people that I still talk to this day, but overall, I really learned like, hey, yo, you know, you can't trust everybody, even just because y'all have shared experiences and that they look like you.
That is true. Now, this job that I'm currently at, my main job, you know, I be doing my thing.
Voni got about like 5 jobs, y'all.
I be doing my thing, trying to save for the house, you know. But anyway, now this job is where like my supervisors were black. Okay, I had never had like a black supervisor, and if I did, he don't even count, you know, whatever. But because he wasn't supervising, he was just super, you know what I mean? Right. Supervising. But anyway, so. This was kind of different. Don't be wrong. My supervisor, she is cool. Like I was, we went to the game. Like that. It was a work event. Like I said, even as a supervisor, she's okay. But I think when I leave, I'm gonna still keep in touch with her.
Good. As you should.
I F's with her. Like for real. Yes. Even though, despite the write up, I still love her. You know, but
it's a learning lesson. You know?
Right. That's it. But this was the first time. Now I do think it is a little hard. Like I said, because at the same time, I feel like. Because it's her and then it's her supervisor. Oh, okay. Which is, I mean, she's like my supervisor too, right? And they're women of color. Well, they're both black. They're black women. And it's just kind of different because at the same time, like, I feel like they kind of try to look out for you, but it's like they can't. At the same time, it's like, nah, I can't let her get too up there neither. So it is a kind of a challenge. And so I just kind of be like, I don't know. Because I'm not trying to take your position. I don't want it. Right. You got too much going on, sis. Right. But at the same time, it was some things that came back to me. And I was like, dang, you trying to hold me back? And I thought we was cool. Yeah. So, you know, I had to kind of like, all right, don't be wrong. Outside of work, I said, I don't have any issues. But as far as us, when I found that out, I just kind of looked at it a little different. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe I'm in my own head, but I just feel like that's what it was.
And it's crazy because that's not the first time I've heard that, but I've only really heard that when it's a female, like, I guess, like, subordinate, and their boss is also female. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or when they're both the same gender. I've never really heard it. Like, for me, example, at UHD, my next in line supervisor, he was black, but he's a male. Right. But he was one. He actually the one that I said is in Omega. Oh, okay. Yeah. So he was my director, and I still contact him to this day. He still writes me letters of reference, all that good stuff. That's good. And but he was one of those that he actually had my back. Now it's funny. I did not like him at first. Yeah. But I haven't had the best experiences with male supervisors. But he was never one of those that's like, I'm not gonna put you down. Like, and even when I was doing something wrong, he made sure he immediately talked to me about it, but it wasn't in like a degrading way. He never embarrassed me. He always had my back. And so even if I wasn't wrong, he had my back in the moment, and then talking to me like, hey, yo, you know, we gotta change this, whatever.
Right.
But he was all about my growth, and I talked to him about a lot, and we also have the same master's degree.
Okay.
So that also kind of helped too. But anyways, yeah, I've always heard that where, you know, it's like the same gender.
Right.
It sounds like it's always an issue for some reason.
Yeah, it is. I think because I've had male supervisors. Now the one that was black. He just was kind of like a ladies' man.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of like the first day I met him, he told me, he was like, hey, you got tough skin. I can tell.
Yeah, because
I'm not, like on that one, I'm not here to be trying to be your friend.
No, facts.
Because for one, I'm not looking at you anyway.
Facts.
But he was one of those. So that's where we clashed at as far as that. Because I mean, I don't know how true it is, but I think it was. There was a lot of rumors him messing with a lot of them.
Oh totally yeah.
Fine. So I think he was trying to put me under his belt too.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't messing.
Right.
But yeah, I do think it's when it's the same gender and the same race. And on top of that, me and my supervisor from the same place. We're from New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I was kind of like when I heard what I heard, I was like, really? She did that?
Yeah.
Because I just really thought we was better than that. You know what I mean? And like I said, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I looked at it from like a professional standpoint, and I'm like, okay, maybe she think I'm about to leave. But my thing is, if I'm leaving, I wouldn't even accept anything else or say I wanted to try anything else, but I felt like I was going to leave.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't think you're looking at it from that point, but I do think it was, now I got to keep her. It was like they were dangling a carrot in front of me.
Yes,
making me stay, but not giving me what I deserve.
Right.
In a sense. And I don't think I'm tripping on that. I think that's for real. But I do love her though. Like I said, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I've never had an issue with any. And most of my male supervisors were white. And you know, that can be tough too. Because, you know, I'm very outspoken.
Correct.
When it comes to things. If I feel like you're incorrect.
Yeah.
Some things. Yeah. So, but no, I ain't never really had no issue with my male supervisors.
Okay, good.
Besides that one that was, I was the only black one. That was kind of, you know, because it was like I said, we were kids. I was at Sonic, but at the same time, it don't make a difference if you out here saying nigga in the window and I'm serving you and you're not gonna do nothing about it.
That's a problem.
Oh yeah,
you're part of the problem,
right? Because I was like, hey, y'all might want to go come to this little dude,
correct?
Because he thrown out racial slurs,
correct,
and he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So let me call my cousin right quick because I know he's gonna do something. And
okay.
He did. Shout out to my cousin, love you. You know, but yeah. So, but no, I didn't have any issues.
Okay,
that's
good.
the only issue I had. Do you think having friends in the workplace is almost like, you know how people say don't get your money where you get your honey? Like,
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Do you think it's the same thing with friends sometimes?
What do you mean? Say it
like sometimes you could like you know you get close with people at work, or you think you're getting close with people at work, and they use it to. Like, they use it against, like, a blackmail almost. You know
I see. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, she was late the other day.
Right,
stuff like
right,
that. Do you
right.
think that, do you think it's not best to have friends at work?
It's kind of, that's one of those, it's so hard to say because it's like, I've been on both sides.
Right.
So I wouldn't discourage it because everybody's not going to have the same experiences as I do. So I'm not saying to go to a job and just completely alienate yourself because that's also bad too.
Right.
You know, like that can make you seem like, oh, she's not a team player. Or, you know, she's not this, because like if you're going to elevate and become a boss, you know, a supervisor, you need to learn how to work on teams.
That is true.
So, but at the same time, you know, when you do that, you know, like actually cultivate work relationships, I feel like I say enough, you know, but just enough.
Right.
Yeah, because, you know, like for me, the reason I've been burnt is because like sometimes I overshare.
Right.
And it's not like it's on purpose. It's just like.
You're just venting.
I'm just venting, and I'm just a natural talker. So it's easy for me to talk to people and just spill everything.
Right.
But I don't mean it as just like I'm just wanting to boast about myself.
The way I always say it, I tell you what you need to know, not what you want to know.
Yes, yes.
But I can understand that because sometimes I do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, because like simple. How did your doctor's appointment go?
Oh yeah.
Maybe I just start running because I be mad. Like, you know what I mean? The news that I'm getting, I'm like, man, I want to cry a little bit. Let me just let it on out. So I can get that. I do understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoy. Do I enjoy my coworkers?
Because I was like, you've been working at this job for a while, right?
Yeah, like I've been at the company for. Well, I worked security, then I worked at the position. So I've been with in this position for 4 years. Totally, I've been at the warehouse, whatever, for 7.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Yeah, I think I like them enough. I've been there.
Because I'm like, you'd have been there for a while.
Yeah, I have. But I mean, they're okay. But like I said, and I know sometimes it could be me. Cause I know sometimes I come in, I'll be like, well, I feel like being bothered with y'all.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the loudness sometimes, because I love him to death. But we got one of these coworkers, he just super loud. I'm like, man. But see, now that I move locations, like I'm literally in a corner by myself.
Oh,
like,
okay.
There's a window. It got people in the back, but I'm pretty much by myself. Yeah, so it's a lot better. And I didn't think that because I don't like that, because when I work from home with this company, I was like, this is low-key scary, because I was enjoying it. I was like, I ain't got to see nobody. That's a problem in a sense.
Yes, it is a problem in a sense. Yes.
And then so now I'm in this little corner. When people come, I be like, dang, I'm tired of seeing y'all.
Right,
like, cause it's a lot of the work. I gotta like sign paperwork and stuff like that. And the people checking in with me, I'm like, I gotta see somebody else.
Yeah.
So I think I done got. That's not good, because that's almost like I'm not, like, what do you call it? Like, I guess an introvert. Not even. I don't know. I don't know. That scares me. Like, I don't want to be bothered with people. That's nerve wracking. I don't like that part of it. So that's why I'm kind of like I be torn, because I be like, I want to be able to mingle with my coworkers, you know, but then I'm like, dang, when I don't want to be bothered with y'all, that's not a good thing neither.
Yes. No, like that happens to me too. Like there's just days like I just don't want to be bothered by nobody. But I know, like, for one thing that did help with me is like when I came into work, like I would, you know, like if I was already on the way to ask somebody something, I'm just like, hey, letting you know, I'm not having a good day. It's not, and 99.9% of the time, it's not them. It's just I might just have brought my problems to work that day. And I'm just like, I promise you, it's not you. It's just today, I just need to be by myself. I was like, still come ask me questions if you need my help on something, whatever. But like, today's not the day. I don't worry about talk about anything.
Right.
And I feel like that being that open and honest has helped me so much.
Right.
And, you know, I've had to do it with my supervisors too, you know, because I'm one of those people, like, you can see it, you can clearly see what's wrong on my face.
Yeah.
But if the fact that I actually open up and say, like, hey, yo, today not the day, people generally respect that.
Yeah.
And they don't, and I'm glad that I really haven't had it where, like, people think I'm rude, you know, and I've asked them, like, I was like, you know, like, I would always ask them, like, was I rude? They're like, no. I'm like, okay, good. So I was like, I promise you it's not y'all. It's just, you know, I may have just came in, like, I may have, like, had an argument with Larry.
Right.
Or, like, you know, I cried about something, you know, on the way to work. You know, something like that.
Yeah. They definitely know when I'm not in a good mood.
Yeah.
Like, because, like I said, we range from 60 plus to 20. My little brother's 20. So,
that's right. You did say that he works with you. That's right.
So, like, I usually come in there when I work at that location. I would come in and I'd be, you know, I had one headphone and, hey, y'all, good morning.
Yeah.
And I put a little quote on the board. They're like, oh, that's a good one, Barnes. They heard my last name, you know. And then I'm up in there singing. Then, like, one of my coworkers, he got promoted, so he works from home now permanently. But when he was there, like, we be up in there, if I sing a song, he gonna finish the lyrics. Like, you know, it was one of those things. Yeah. But, yeah, you could definitely tell when I wasn't, because I wasn't singing. I ain't putting no quote. The board was blank. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. The board was blank. So, you know, even like if I put both headphones on, oh, you already know it's a rap, right?
That's
don't
it.
Worry about it.
No, same.
I'm not checking nobody in. I'll do paperwork. Y'all got it today. Like, I don't even want to talk to the driver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I knew my attitude. Because like, one day this lady was just rude anyway. So I was already just not feeling like being bothered. And she said something out the way. And she was like, are you having a bad day? I said, not till I saw your face.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I shouldn't have told that lady that, even though her face did piss me off. But, you know, so yeah, days that I feel like that, I'm like, okay, y'all. I don't tell them I'm in a bad mood. I be like, hey, it's okay if I just do paperwork.
Correct.
And, I do the ready, you know, I do computer stuff, but I won't talk to nobody.
I see what you're saying.
And I hate that for them, because I am kind of quick, but no. Y'all got it today.
Yeah, and you do. And that's why I'm glad I still work in social services, because you're on your own. You're kind of on your own anyways, because you have your own caseload. You got your own stuff to worry about. So once I get these cases, oh, it's a wrap. Right. Like, you really not going to see me for real.
And that's crazy, because, like, with my caseloads, you know, all my clients are kids. So I'm like, knock on wood, I haven't had an issue. Like, I'm like, oh, I don't feel like being bothered with these kids, because they are, like, really adorable. And I like them kids. I really like kids anyway. Right. So, yeah, I hope nothing like that ever happened with that. Yeah. But I know one time when I was long-term stuff, and so I was subbing. So I'm at school from 7:30 to 3:30, and I would go to my second job from 4 to midnight. Right. So I probably wouldn't get a lot of sleep anyway. Right. So this one particular day, I don't know why these kids. I mean, they walked in the door, and I was like, ugh. Here we go. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So I was like, everybody be quiet. Everybody. And I don't. That's one thing they was like, Ms. Moore, you so cool. Because I'm not going to holler at you. I'm not going to go crazy on you, because I'm just not.
Right.
Right. But this, so the next day, I don't know what was going on that day. I think I just was tired. So the next day, the little boy, he was like, "You got your coffee this morning, Miss Barnes?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got it."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Cause yesterday I don't think you had your coffee."
Oh.
I was like, huh? And I was like, "I'm so sorry if I said something." He said, "Miss Barnes, you was tripping."
Yeah.
And when I look back, I said, "Yeah, I was kind of tripping on y'all." You know what I mean? I felt bad because they're kids, you know. And then like another little boy came in. He was like, "I missed it. What happened yesterday?" And he was like, "I'm glad you did, cause Miss Barnes smacked me in the back of my head." I said, "Not made me sit up here and lie," but it made me laugh. You know? Yeah, it made me laugh. But it's crazy that they picked it up. I felt super bad. You know, now these grown ups, I don't care, but with the kids, I felt bad. So I have learned to. It's hard to not bring your problems to work, and it's hard to not bring work home.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But one of my coworkers, he told me, he said, "Make sure you take your shoes off at the door.
Yes.
That way you don't have to bring." I was like,
yes.
That's good. I'm like, "What you do when you know, it's the opposite. You can't take your shoes off at the school door."
Because listen, but that is a true slogan for life.
Yeah,
yes,
definitely.
It really is.
But
yes.
I mean, shout out to the ones the coworkers that have became friends. I do love y'all.
Yes.
I hope we continue this friendship. You know, because it was that one of my friends when she left. She's a full-time teacher now. Her husband was like, "Do you think you and Voni gonna be friends now that y'all gone?" Granted, we don't talk as much as we did, of course.
Right.
But I don't think the love is lost.
Correct.
We don't talk as much as we did because we don't see each other every day. You know what I mean? It was kind of hard, like, because we have been seeing each other damn near every day for like 4 years straight. Because she worked in security too, so that was hard.
Yes,
you know?
It is hard. It is hard.
Yeah, I was like, nah, we're not gonna not be friends. We just not gonna see each other as often. You know? But shout out to her though, because I love her.
Same. Yeah, shout out to all the friends that I've made, you know, over the years, working at my jobs. Like I said, it's mainly the, you know, like the probation ladies, and then I've had a few here and there. But yeah, same here. It's just like you know, you're so used to seeing them all the time, and it's like, I'm not seeing them anymore. But I'm still thankful that, you know, when I do see them, it's no time lost.
Right, picked up right where you left off.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. But all right, well, that was a good one today. I think so too. All right, y'all. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Dibble and Dabble Pod. We are so excited to be back in studio, and just make sure y'all keep in touch with us because we got a lot of things coming in store. As always, make sure you follow Dibble and Dabble Pod on all social medias. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, podcast, and I think that's it. Yeah. I was making sure I had to say all of them.
Yeah, we popping.
We popping. And then make sure you follow both of us on Instagram. You can follow me at @DallShakobi_.
Voni no Geo. Don't forget your underscores.
All right, and until next time, we will see you guys soon. Bye.